Here's a look back for you at 3 weeks of tracking our Northwest athletes around Beijing, all packed into a little less than 5 minutes. The Beijing Olympic Orchestra, students from around the globe, brings the One World, One Dream theme to the heart of Beijing. In the quiet run-up to the competition, I get a chance to run down the tunnel and out onto the floor of the fabulous Bird's Nest Stadium, where workers are busy getting ready for a show. A really big show. Fireworks light up the stadium and the city. Chinese history and culture ripple across the landscape of the National Stadium. And China throws a spectacular party and welcomes the world.
Welcome to Beijing!
The Olympic green comes to life with lights and fountains and people, and away we go. Northwest swimmers have big nights at the Water Cube. Nathan Adrian and Emily Silver, gold and silver. Margaret Holzer, silver and bronze. Megan Jendrick, silver. All overshadowed, of course, by Aquaman, Michael Phelps.
This is a chance to make history, and I think if there's anybody who can do it, it's going to be him.
I don't know if he's going to catch him. He gets it done again. He did it. He did it. He got it done again for the second straight.
Well, he's still at it and more than halfway there. Michael Phelps chasing history and Mark Spitz.
History in Beijing for Michael Phelps. 8 for 8.
And certainly one of the greatest feats in sports history.
But disappointment is also a daily staple at the Games. Amy Tryon thrown from her horse. Diana Pickler injured in her first event. World champion Brad Walker doesn't make the pole vault final.
Does not medal in Beijing.
Bernard Lagat shut out in 2 races.
Jenny Reed will go down.
Jenny Reed catches a cold and never catches fire on the cycling track. Travis Stevens looking to the future now in Olympic judo.
I know I'm going to medal come 2012.
So you're already pointing for London.
I already am.
Ready to slap that discus into outer space.
We saw great performances but no medals from Aretha Thurman and weightlifter Melanie Roach. Team Synchro with Jillian Penner and Brooke Abel finishes 5th. It's Bird versus Jackson of the Seattle Storm again in the basketball final, and again it's Bird gold, Jackson silver.
And it's going to be the Americans with gold.
Rowers Mary Whipple, Anna Cummins and company become one on the water and on the dock, winning the big boat race. Cummins, how was it?
It was awesome. We rode our boat called the Hunter, and we hunted everybody all the way down. Yeah. And that boat's going to UW and gonna light up the world.
Brian Volpenheim rose to bronze and then gets cooking with Meredith Vieira.
Might be a little hot.
That's fitting since you are. All right. Okay.
A little bronze medal around her neck. Jill Kintner was hot too. Bronze in the BMX Olympic debut. We had great moments along the Olympic trail. This was one of the best. Watching the coach sing to her players as Hope Solo, Stephanie Cox, and their teammates celebrate soccer gold against Brazil.
Radio animation.
Hanging out on the Today Show set.
The people have been really friendly and really excited. So, it's been a great experience.
Hiking the Great Wall on the wettest day in memory.
Lovely.
Meeting and interviewing some of the biggest and the smallest and the oldest stars of the Games. Meeting some little friends who had nothing to do with the Olympics and everything to do with life. Watching the education of Haley Nimmer.
So many people. I just can't believe it's nothing like Marysville or Everett or even Seattle.
I love it.
And we gave out hats. Hats to rowers.
How's the angle from up there?
Hats to swimmers. Hats for snapshots from King 5 viewers around China. Hats for well-known sports heads and talking heads. We brought you the commemorative Beijing
fantastic.
King 5 Bureau lid.
This will go with my jacket that I have from King 5 with a helicopter on the back after my kayaking expedition just off the coast. So I'm a King 5 guy through and through.
And we're through too. The King 5 Beijing Bureau is closed. We'll see you in Vancouver and in London. Closed indeed. The ceremonies are done here, and we are marching on to the next Olympics. I can tell you that Watching Usain Bolt run in person in real time is an absolute thrill. It was electric in that stadium when that young man took the track. Watching the Chinese athletes step up and win 51 gold medals, unprecedented and extraordinary performance. And we should hand out 100,000 home team gold medals to the Olympic volunteers. They were relentlessly cheerful, always helpful, the face of the games for many people. It doesn't run without them, and it ran flawlessly. Also, kudos to photographer Ken Jones, who labored long and hard and earned himself an editing gold medal on that look-back piece right there. Well, the party isn't quite over yet for you folks back home, of course. They're going to pop the corks and light the fuse on the closing ceremonies here for you back in the States, and I can promise you it's a spectacular show, as you might expect. A couple of fireworks involved. Live in Beijing, I'm Alan Schaufller, King 5 News.
And I'm glad to see you off your feet. You have earned at least that after all the work that you've put in. There's so many great moments from these Olympics. Is there a single one in your own personal experience there in Beijing that stands out?
Yeah, just a couple of minutes ago when I realized I should have found this chair 2 weeks ago. Actually, that moment watching So Min-tu run in the stadium was really fascinating. Here's somebody, who has no chance of winning the race that he's in, absolutely none. It was evident from the first lap. And yet he got the biggest cheer of the night in that race when he crossed the finish line. A little reminiscent of the swimmer Eric Musambani in Sydney, who nearly drowned in the pool but finally finished his preliminary heat and was the toast of the town to thunderous applause. And it was that same kind of feeling, and that was really extraordinary. Getting out to the Great Wall with Megan and Nathan Jendrick was a blast, just to be able to walk on that thing and laugh and laugh and laugh because it was so wet. Great times, really great times.
Alan, you guys did a fabulous job with all your coverage, so thank you for that, for bringing it all back to us home here in Seattle, and we wish you a safe travel home. And now, go have some fun before you got to pack up and leave.
We'll see you soon.
All right, take care, Alan. We'll be right back.